Hello and welcome back to Cooking with Jessica. Today we will be cooking citrus chicken and potatoes. We will be using oranges and lemons in the citrus chicken, but it's just going to be the lemon zest. If you would rather, you can use limes or lemons instead of oranges, or a mix of all three. I really hope you enjoy my citrus chicken and potatoes. This is what your finished product will look like. Make sure that before you do anything, you must wash your hands. For the potatoes, we will need 500 to 1,000 grams of potatoes, 2 tablespoons of oil, a few sprigs of rosemary. We will need more than this amount. Garlic powder, a dash of paprika, a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. For the chicken, we will need 4 chicken fillets, 2 oranges, juiced, 1 lemon, zested, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a dash of paprika, a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, and some thyme. We need to preheat the oven to 180 degrees. We need to cut the potatoes in half. If they're really big, we cut them into quarters or thirds. We need to use a bridge while we're cutting potatoes or any sort of vegetable or anything really, unless it's really small. So what you do, you cup your hands over what you're cutting and you just slice down. You've got to be very careful when cutting so you know that you're not angling the knife towards your fingers. Sometimes the knife will get stuck, so you'll need to push a bit harder and be a bit patient. Next, we need to put them in a bowl and spray them with olive oil. Or we could pour in some oil, but not too much. If you are pouring oil into it, you'll need to give it a shake so that the oil goes around all the potatoes. You put some kitchen roll over the potatoes and put it in the microwave for 6 minutes. While the potatoes are in the microwave, we will need to prepare the sauce. We need to roll the oranges on the board to make them nice and soft. Next, we do a bridge again and cut them. Then we squeeze the juice into a bowl. If any seeds fall in, you'll need to take them out, or you could just stick your hand underneath it, but I don't like getting my hands too wet. Now that a lot of the juice is out, or just some of it, I use a fork and turn it while I squeeze, which helps get a lot more juice out. Now the microwave's just gone, I'll go get the potatoes out and shake them. You might need to use oven gloves because it's going to be quite hot. Now, you're going to need to put it on for another 6 minutes while you continue with the oranges for the sauce. Keep turning the fork until almost all of the juice has gone in the bowl. Remember, it may not look like much has gone into the bowl, but we'll be adding some olive oil later. Do the same with the other orange. Rolling it on the board and then cutting it. you squeeze it into the bowl and use the fork to get a lot of the juice out. If you want to do more chicken fillets, you can just do a third orange. Be careful in case you've got any cuts because the orange juice can sting. If you don't like your hands being sticky, you can always just wash them after you've squeezed the oranges. Next, we need to pour 2 tablespoons of oil. Oops. Remember not to do it over the sauce, otherwise it will spill. Well, it might not, but... Now the microwave has just gone off, I'm going to go and get the potatoes out. Because the potatoes will be hot, we'll keep our oven gloves on and give them a good shake. We add a sprinkle of paprika. Don't add too much. We will need the rosemary. Remember to do a few sprigs. And we will need a bit of salt and a bit of pepper. And now we add some garlic. It'll come out quick, but I like a lot of garlic, so. Then you put the oven gloves back on and give it a good old shake again. Next, we pour the potatoes onto a tray. We might want to use something to spread it out a bit. It's really nice to smell for some people, especially people who like a lot of spices like me. Then we put it in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour. You might want to ask somebody for help. Be careful not to burn yourself while you put it in the oven, and to do it as quick as you can, but as safely as you can, so as not to drop the potatoes because the heat will be quite uncomfortable. We are going to need to finish off the sauce. We are going to need a sprinkle of paprika, not too much. And now we will add some salt and pepper, but not too much salt. Next, we want to mix it up. You can either use a spoon or you could use some of the measuring equipment you've used earlier. Try not to splash yourself. Now you've stirred it, you're going to want to zest the lemon and then add it into the bowl. You might want to zest the lemon over the bowl so you don't have to pour it in. Be careful to have your fingers high up on the lemon, but not too high up so it doesn't slip. You don't want to grate off your fingers. That wouldn't taste good and also it wouldn't feel good. Once it gets to the white bit of the lemon, you're going to want to turn the lemon over to another side. Every now and then you're going to bash the edge of the grater onto the bowl to get some of the zest off and maybe even just rub it off. On the blunt edge of the grater, you can just slide your finger across and it won't hurt because the blunt edge isn't sharp. You're going to want to zest the entire lemon, just not the white bit. And if you want, you could even add a squeeze of lemon, but I'm not going to as I don't really like lemon. Well, a squeeze of lemon juice, not a squeeze of lemon. Sometimes you might accidentally mistake the blunt side for the spiky side. Try not to do it the other way around, otherwise you might just end up cutting your fingers. The softer the lemon is, the harder it will be to zest, as the more it will just be pushing into the lemon instead of zesting it. Then you're going to stir it in again, just to make sure the zest is all in the right place in the sauce, not just floating on the top. Next, you're going to place the chicken fillets onto the foiled tray. You will want a bit of foil bigger than the actual tray so that you can wrap it over later. Start from the edge and keep going further on. Raw meat is very cold and slimy, so you definitely are going to want to wash your hands after. And even if you don't want to, you don't really have a choice, you have to. Now, once you've washed your hands very thoroughly, maybe even once or twice, you're going to want to slowly pour over the sauce onto the chicken. And do it close to the chicken so that you don't splash. You're going to want to pour the sauce on top of the chicken fillets as well as around it so that all of the fillet has got the sauce on it. Next, we are going to add a bit of thyme. You might want to add more if you like thyme. You might want to do a small handful. Make sure that all the chicken has got a bit of thyme near it so that all the chicken can have a lovely taste of thyme. Wrap the chicken up in the foil. It doesn't have to be very tightly, but you still have to do it. It keeps in the moisture so it has more flavour. You're going to want to press down each side and then you're going to put it in the oven for half an hour. Now I'm going to set a half-hour timer. See you in half an hour. Right, now that the chicken is out of the oven, remember to be very careful when you take it out. We are going to uncover it. Looks lovely. And we are going to choose one chicken fillet and check if they're cooked. So how you check is you use a knife and you cut into the chicken fillet. As you can see, well, when you do yours, the chicken fillet, if it's cooked, will not be pink. If it is pink, you will need to put it back in the oven. The juice that comes out will be clear. That means it won't have a colour to it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy your food. Now you can also take out your potatoes, serve and enjoy. Thank you for cooking with us today if you have, and also thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoy my citrus chicken and have a very nice meal. Bye!